I'm Vaughn Mims, the founder of Hop Out.
And I'm Jordan Pitts. I'm a partner in Hop Out.
It was just a house venue for the most part. It's just lived in a house and we had bands come in and play and let a bunch of strangers come watch them and sometimes did stuff outside and had more strangers or less. And now it's changing into something that doesn't have a location but is shooting for the same gist of just housing art and music and the community and stuff. We just don't have a physical location anymore. So I've had 3 house venues since moving to Fayetteville, but a lot of this stuff also started with us doing events together. That was a big part of it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean, we started off, he moved to Fayetteville. I've been here for about 10 years, but I got introduced to Backspace via the Flems. That was my first Backspace show to go to, and since then, I mean, that kind of established the trajectory of my interest in the Fayetteville community. So once he moved up here, we kind of realized a lot of our interests kind of intertwined. And then we eventually started trying to get into the DIY scene, doing DIY music and art events. So we did a couple day fests with varying sizes of lineups, but pretty big. Mm-hmm. And then you went through 2 different house venues, and then after kind of getting through a couple years of COVID, during the time we also lost, in those years we lost Backspace and La La Land, which were DIY local favorites. There was kind of this void in the community, and I think that's kind of when you opened Hop Out, a 3rd venue, trying to fill that void of space for community building and artists and musicians that's accessible and safe and the like.
I mean, it really just happened. So Lee contacted me before Amplify and asked me to be on a panel about this is how I met y'all as well. About doing things with no money, which is exactly what we did. And I got to talk about the DIY scene and doing that kind of stuff here with little to no money, leaning toward the no money part, and just kind of did that. And after the panel, Roger was just like, hey, I think we have this is part of a grant. I think the next part that we're doing is going to kind of be a show and this and that. He worded it in not a guarantee way, but we're really leaning toward you doing this and we're probably doing this thing. And then within a month they contacted me and we started talking about, hey, we're going to do an event at George's. It's kind of like getting someone into a venue to book, because that's not something I've ever done before. I've only done stuff in houses that I've lived in, so this will be my first show at a venue.
First booking, yeah. Mm-hmm. And them approaching you/us was pretty perfect, because their entire kind of MO is, introducing people to booking and promotion and how to, make that into, career or semi-career, because it can be difficult to break into. And they, Roger and Amplify and all of them have seen, the loss of spaces here. So it just makes sense to bring in kind of the next generation, raise the next generation of promoters and bookers, so the scene can keep rolling.
So I use this term at my second house venue here for a group art show. I kind of just like the name, but the actual definition is it's a chain of people passing water to put out a fire.
Hand-to-hand buckets.
Yeah, and I did just like the name. I use it for a group project because it is a group thing, and our little definition is also that it's just
metaphor.
The metaphor is just people coming together and helping each other for a common cause. So yeah, we got contacted through the Amplify Fest and started talking about it, and I kind of, the first meeting they emphasized, like, we're here to help and stuff, but it's, I got to plan everything. Or like, the booking and all that kind of stuff and what event I wanted it to be. So, yeah, I mean, and Jordan and I are working on it together. She's running all of our graphics and social media.
The strategy, logistical things.
All of our
music
graphics.
Side.
Yeah, all of our graphics that we're putting out are all her. But it's a 5-band show at George's. It'll be on a Sunday night. And we have Chrono Wizard, Sad Palomino, Second Life, Modeling, and Peach Blush. Peach Blush and Second Life are both from Little Rock. We've hosted Peach Blush before when we had Sweat Fest at the Hop Out last summer, I think. Time is just weird.
Big fest, essentially, in the backyard.
And we obviously know Sat Pal, Lil King, and all of them. And then Chrono Wizard is a new band that I'm really excited about. I like them a whole lot, and Rafe is doing really cool stuff. And I think for me, I mean, it was hard to pick bands because we have a lot of really good bands, and I just wanted to do a fresh lineup. We have a lot of really good bands, but we're also limited on venues and spaces and access to that kind of stuff, especially when it comes to all ages. Not that this show is included in all ages. And we just see a lot of the same bands, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We love seeing all of our bands that we love. But I really wanted something that felt kind of fresh, bands that more likely have not played together. Peach Blush is super cool. Ted is doing really cool stuff down in Little Rock with their scene right now. And Second Life, I think, has been here a couple times, but they're really cool, really fun, heavy band. I'm very excited to have them up here, especially with a bill like Modeling being on there as well. Yeah, it'll be very different.
Yeah, you should talk about like the combo of genres, because like or even like the sub-genres, because you thought about that a lot. It's a cool thoughts behind it.
Yeah, I always like to lean toward punk and heavy stuff because it's just super fun. But yeah, I just wanted something fresh and for it to kind of go back and forth. And I also kind of wanted to pick, I feel like, some staples that we don't see enough of. I don't think we see Sapal play enough. And Chrono Wizard is new. They're playing some shows, but they're new, and I've been really, really excited about them being a band. Modeling is really good about not playing that often, and like in a positive way. They're very smart about how often they play in town. Second Life has, I think, been here a couple times, but I mean, they're gonna feel very fresh. And Peach Watch has been playing here, but they're familiar. So I feel like the energy kind of goes back and forth, and we have these middle grounds and stuff. But everyone definitely has their own thing. They're all a little bit different.
And we did.
We're gonna try and do a little bit of back and forth. Yeah, as much as we can. Yeah, it's just always like we've been working on a playlist. And it's
I was about to say.
And Chrono Wizard doesn't have a Spotify, so putting
They kind of
Sapal,
bridge the
Modeling, Second Life, and Peach Blush on there. Chrono Wizard, such a good. I mean, they're heavier, but such a good middle ground from like Sapal and Peach Blush to Second Life. Because it's just such a dramatic difference.
Surprise, if
we
I
have a
wanted
surprise
to.
coming up that weekend as well.
That'll be fun, I know.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's going to be a really fun show. It's going to be, like you said, fresh. It's going to have a little, some cool balance to it that you don't, a lot of shows, I mean, you've hosted, I've helped you host a lot of like genre specific shows or fest or whatnot, but this is going to be a really cool show because you get a little bit of, a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. It's going to be high energy regardless. It's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, there should be a band for everyone. It won't be too
good
much of anything. If Second Life ends up being a little bit too much for someone during a set, you can step outside and come back and see Peach Blush and Modeling and everyone else. So, yeah, just really try to do something fresh. I feel like that was my biggest goal for this. We have Will King from Sad Palomino.
Woo!
Perfect. Okay. All right. I'm Will King from the band Sad Palomino. I'm going to play a couple new songs we're going to be working up soon for you guys. This one's called Lebanese Gold. across the land. Lebanese gold, Lebanese gold. The company holds Lebanese gold. Something familiar falls from a seafaring albatross. She carried into my hand a love I could understand. Lebanese gold, Lebanese gold. The company holds Lebanese gold. I just came to tell you how I feel. You never understand it, so you deal. Tell me if I'm wrong. This next one's called Weird Love. So easy, she's here forever, the end of the summer, and don't walk out of your heart so easy. We're here forever, the end is a bummer. I'll say no if you do mean maybe. I'm gonna get you out of the office chair. Come hang out in the murder moonlight. They're gonna get you, shake down some promises. What's so weird about love? What's so weird about love? One day out of the week, I know you ask for the rest. Well, I'm carried off again. Come hang out, and I don't mean maybe. They're gonna get you, they're gonna get you. And what's so weird about love? What's so weird about love. I think that was all right. Cool.